Hey guys, so this is going to be a part 3 of the Stabicraft walkthrough. I'm going to go over a few things I missed from the first and second video, as well as some upgrades or changes I made to the boat since the last couple weeks. Trying to get this boat ready for the April 2nd salmon season. Halibut basically started. We're actually going to go out tomorrow to see if we can get some halibut in San Francisco Bay. But April 2nd is really the date that I'm looking most forward to with the start of this salmon season. I believe south of Pigeon Point. If you're from this area, you'll know what that means. But I'm gonna go over some things that I missed. So let's get going. So you can see here in the front, I added 2 rod holders there. Those are for the guys. Let's see, we do some rock fishing. I wanted some rod holders up there for the guys so that if they get tired, they can put their rod down, or if they're unhooking a fish, they have a place to put their rod. So I put those in there. I'm going to show you guys that a little bit more when I get up there. I've thought long and hard about whether or not I want to add like Scotty or Canon or any of the different types of rod holders that you mount to the gunnel or to the rail, and I didn't like the idea of having something like that permanent. I did that on my first boat, and I just didn't like the way it looked. So I found these, which are adjustable. You can see there. What you do is you put a wrench on that, and then what you can do is you can change the angle, and then you just put these on the existing rod holders so you can get the right angle that you want. So you can see here, this is precisely the angle that I kind of want when I'm fishing, when I'm drifting. So I got one there. This one here is a fixed one on the very back, but this, because it's angled, I'll probably use it like this. Well, obviously not like that, but I'll probably run it like this. Maybe if I'm trolling, that way I can get a rod out the corners and out to the sides. So maybe that might be a good idea for trolling for halibut. So I got that on both sides, port and starboard. So you can see there. So that's something that I'm adding to the boat here. I made some comments about the transducer, and it was in a perfect spot. I got no rooster tail. I got readings out above 25 miles an hour, so I was really happy. So if you can see here, that's kind of what it looks like relative to the bottom of the hull. So this is the Airmar, and you can see there. So if you guys were interested in how I placed them, that's how I did it. Here's the Garmin on the other side. You can see there how low it is relative to the bottom line of the hull, and then obviously the side here. All right, so hopefully that gives you guys a good idea of what to do there for your transducer if you're having some issues. This is something I didn't bring up. The guy who delivered my boat made a comment about how he didn't like these, how the straps were put in, and I personally don't like them. I wish they were more straight down like that, but they come this way. I guess it's fine. I guess as long as it's pretty tight, I think it's fine. The boat's pretty heavy. I'm not going on really steep hills, and I do got a front winch strap on there, so that's something there. Another thing that I added was these guys, so that when I'm driving, the outboard is not moving side to side. I know the hydraulic is supposed to help it. I like the idea of having those little stoppers on there. And then I am working on figuring out how to do a stopper for the whole engine itself so that it's supported a little bit more. As I mentioned in the previous video, this fish box here gets in the way of putting the engine all the way up so that you can use these guys here. That guy there, this little guy here. So that's something that I added as well. I am going to add more anodes here. I'm a little concerned that maybe I might have some electrolysis or whatever it's called. So I might add some anodes here somewhere. Let's see what else here on the back. These guys here. So I always keep these two plugs removed. These ones, I guess you're not supposed to have any water, but I wouldn't leave them when you're running. I wouldn't leave them just like this, because if you pinch these off, that's how easy it comes off. So either you leave them in like that, or you just take them out completely. I keep these two in the cabin, and then I actually bought a spare, which it was really tough to find. That's tenner. So I would recommend buying a couple spares. My spares actually haven't come in yet because they're coming from Australia, I think, and they were quite expensive with the shipping. But I don't want to change these drain holes out just yet, and I like having spares for that. So that's another thing there. I am going to add a drain hole here. I think I pretty much made my mind that I'm going to add a 1.5 inch drain hole for the live well / fish box. So I'll be drilling that out pretty soon. I'm also going to add I'm going to try to figure out how to add a second one. I'm not sure where. I might actually have to do it on this side, maybe here or something, or maybe even here, for a second drain bilge pump. I don't like the idea of having just one in there, and what I'm talking about is the bilge pump in there. So I don't like the idea of having one. So I want two. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, another thing, I'm kind of rushing through this stuff here. So the 1.5 inch drain hole is gonna go on this side. It's gonna be about right there. It's gonna come out the bottom right here. So the bottom right there, and then out the back. So it's just a matter of drilling holes and putting in the through hole fittings. And then I got a 1.5 inch drain hole that'll allow me to make a much better looking live well stopper, so that I can get the water to fill in this box. I think 3/4 is not going to be enough, which is what that pipe is, or that PVC pipe is. So 1.5 inch, that'll give me give me a larger outlet drain, so I make sure I'm not filling this thing, and the drain can't handle the output of the pump itself. So all right, another thing I didn't get to was I'm noticing some parasitic drain or parasitic current, and I think it's partially because the way the dealer set this up. You can see there, they actually have stuff directly connected to the battery, which I'm not keen on, because that means I am getting some parasitic current, which means my battery is draining, which means now I'm going to have to keep it on a battery maintainer. So if your dealer did not have everything after the disconnect, that's that red thing there, the battery disconnect. and something's connected directly to the battery, you might have that issue. So just be aware of that. All right, downriggers. So I didn't talk about this, but the downrigger is underneath the gunnel, right there. They look like two studs, just like that. And the positive is an M8 stud, and the negative ground is a M5. So what I did was I just took my downrigger wires and I just put two M5 and M8 OD sized spades or terminal rings, and then I'm just gonna put it on there. I bought a couple extra nuts, M5, M8, and then I'm just gonna screw them in, and that's how I'm gonna do it. Obviously the downriggers are gonna be sitting on there. Then the wire's just gonna come over here and then underneath there, like that. All right. What else did I miss here? Some of these rod holders are, I think it's the paint, but some of them don't allow me to stick these in all the way. This one might, because it's skinny, but I gotta kind of work them in. But anyways, some of my larger, big game rods don't fit in them, so I gotta figure out where the interference is. But I like the idea of having these. This rod holder right here is right down the middle, so when I'm trolling, I can have one off the side, off each corner, and one right down the middle. I really like that. And if that angle is not the angle that I want, I can use that guy on that rod holder, and I will have the right angle for the trolling rod that I got. So, all right. So, as I mentioned, so here's a perfect example on my previous video. See it when these tops got hot, the tops expanded, and then they don't actually drop in like that. So I gotta take them out, figure out what's interfering and all that. Maybe I might even have to cut the boards a little bit to size to make them clear. So just something that you might need to think about. If I didn't, I think I mentioned it already. I added this guy to it. It's the same as the one that comes from the dealer there. And then what I did was I opened up that speaker head, and then I tapped off this. Don't think you can see it, but I tapped off the 5 volt, 12 volt that would be right here. So there's your jump seat. There's USB and 12 volt in this little dark spot right here. So I just tapped off that and worked perfectly. So, all right. So I took the covers, seat covers on the bunk area out, so you can see how they look. I'm able to get a 4-pack of the life vest on the front there. I got my horn, sound making machine or sound making device, my flare, my throwable. I have an extra cushion in there, and you can see here this thing goes all the way back in there, so that's nice. It's open here, so it's really open, the 360 around like that. So that's what the insides look like. Obviously, here's the seat, the toilet seat for people that really need to go. So you see there's the power for, I'm guessing, the winch. It's probably winch, and I'm not sure what else is. There's three lines there. I'm not sure what all of them were for, but anyways. All right, so as you can see here, so I've been doing some research. I've been trying to figure out if I wanted to use the spare, or if I wanted to put something where the tuna tube was or the bait tank pump, because I don't have them tied here. As I mentioned before, my live well is next to the jump seat right there. So I didn't do it to this panel just because I didn't want to run the line all the way out here. But let's say I wanted to add a horn, because right now my horn is here. So I can push it out here and then do that. So that's my horn today, and don't know if I like that. I'm thinking about putting a horn on the roof, on the top of the roof. Try to snake it through here up to here. It's gonna come down this spot here, and then under, and then to the dash panel. So I can use the spare, I can use the tuna tube or the bait tank pump. So I was trying to figure out how that works, and so I pulled this guy off, and so I figured it out. So you can see here, that spare, that's where you put the fuse, and then I took the liberty of taking the back of the dash panel off, so I can show you guys what that looks like.